Welcome everybody back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I am your host, Crimson Sin.
A15 PCA.
And today we're going to be reviewing episode 2 of Star Trek Discovery, Against Our Better Judgment. But the thing is, I've always told myself if I'm going to watch a show, I'll give it for about 4 episodes before I really give up on something. So we're going right into the second episode, and Michael's been thrown in the brig, rightfully so, for attacking the captain and trying to mutiny. So she's sitting in her cell, and she has like a flashback. And you see when she first comes onto the ship. And I guess she came straight from
Vulcan Academy.
Vulcan Academy. And she never went to Starfleet?
Yeah, she just has regular robes on, like the ceremonial robes they wear, the Vulcans wear. But she didn't go to Starfleet Academy. That's just unusual.
And she's as abrasive and as rude and as stuck
Very
up.
second she meets the captain.
She's the latter. Okay, I couldn't be around a person like that who's constantly like saying how superior they are to you. Oh, we stopped using those kinds of teleporters because they waste so much energy. Oh my goodness, girl, shut up.
Because when you're a Type 2 civilization, you're worried about that. They have so much amount of energy, it doesn't matter. That's like complaining. You got 2 light bulbs on instead of 1. Okay, just do more.
It's just something to say. Yeah. It's something to be. But it was kind of funny to see the teleporters that were they were like against the wall instead of like on the ground.
Yeah.
But why would it cost more energy to do whatever? I don't care why she had to say.
But
what
it's just insane. Like literally, when exactly. Like Crimson was saying earlier, and I have to kind of agree. When Spock did, it was kind of
he had a cadence to his voice, and you could understand. It was almost. I won't say it was robotic, but you could tell. Okay. He's Vulcan. And that's the way she's so human in her delivery. Yeah. It just comes off.
She is human. She's not even Vulcan at all.
It's just like stuck up.
Yeah.
I don't want to cuss, but stuck up. What I want to say, and so you get that little flashback where she's sitting in jail, thinking about all the bad things she did, and I guess there's like a full blown computer. Like in Next Generation, where they can just talk to the computer.
Yeah, they didn't have the technology then. Because I know in the original Star Trek was with Kirk, he had to sit down in a console conference, and there was a console, and he had to talk to it. And it's a computer processing, it sounded like a robot. They didn't have that sophisticated level of computing like they did in Next Generation.
So she's sitting in the brig, because she's a bad girl, and then all the other Klingon ships show up, and I guess, and apparently in this world, all the Klingons look like this. Because these are like all the houses. Yeah. So they all look like these monstrous Klingons. So, what? Okay, I guess we're going to just go with that. And then you get some more backstory with the main Klingon bad guy. Like when he was like a kid, I guess his father had a ship. And it was like derelict, and some other Klingons were on there trying to, I guess, like ransack it. And then he went to go defend it, and he got like his butt kicked.
He was dishonored.
Something happened with his father. And so he feels, I have to be the one to bring everyone back together. So he has his own little hang-ups. Then the rest of Starfleet shows up. So they have all their ships, all the Klingon ships are there. So we're gonna have a throwdown.
Well, for 1 minute, it almost felt like a real Star Trek show because the captain says, "Okay, there's 2 options: you have peace negotiation, or you can leave." Well, one thinks out, wow, that's what a real captain would say in this situation.
Because the borders are right there, and they're on their side of the border, the Federation side.
It's so close,
And so then, boom, the fight starts.
That must have been near the demilitarized zone, because that's what they had.
Yeah, they never say exactly where they're at. They just say they're somewhere else.
Yeah, that's what they were alluding to, but I don't think these writers know that.
So the fight starts, and I have to admit right here, the weapons seemed pretty lame. Like the big disruptor ball thingy, the Klingon shot looked cool.
I mean, I remember we were talking about it felt like Galaga,
Yeah, the pew.
The sound.
What happened to the phaser, like the constant beam?
I wanted more of that.
And it was blue and not red. Yeah. I know it's stupid. I know it's like nitpicky, whatever. But why isn't it red? If I just make it red.
I will say, at least the Federation ships look like Federation.
Oh yeah, the Federation ships look pretty cool.
They're pretty cool.
Klingon ships still look like junkers.
Yeah, they look terrible. I don't get where they got these ships from because they never had them.
So this whole battle's going on and everyone's getting blown up and the actual when the ships are getting blown apart and stuff, it looked cool. That whole action set piece was pretty on point, I think.
Yeah.
Except for the way the lasers sounded, it was kind of lame. And then the ship's getting all blown up and Michael's still in the brig and I guess a part of the brig gets ripped off.
Oh, but before that, remember the one guy? Oh, the helmsman.
Yeah, this whole part.
This is probably the worst part of this.
So is it the Shinzo? Was that the name of their ship?
Yeah, the Shinzo. It's not Discovery yet.
It gets attacked, and there's like a helmsman guy's like, "Oh, I'm hurt," and the captain's like, "Can you make it to sick bay?" And he's like, "Oh, I think I can find my way." First note: can you walk? can you look around? Get back at your station. We're in a damn battle
exactly.
here. Oh, go get your boo-boos licked and get your lollipop from the doctor. No, you stay at your station. Either you're dead or you're knocked out. You're a Starfleet officer.
And a bridge officer. You're not just a mincing, you know.
I'm going to find my way to the doctor. Oh. So instead of going to the doctor, he goes to the brig to go talk to Michael, and almost in a way that he's like almost begging for her to come back. What is this?
And she didn't tell me, you know what? Don't worry about me. I made my own. I laid in my own bed. You have to go up to the bridge. And she tells me to go to sick bay.
I know he got he got knocked in the head, so he's not thinking right. But his first natural instinct is to go talk to Michael, and then he starts blubbering and crying like a little baby. You are on a Federation ship, and you were a bridge on the bridge. Yeah. You get it together.
Oh, I know, right?
And then they get attacked and he gets like sucked out into space. I'm like, yeah.
I didn't even mind. It's the first time a Starfleet officer died. I'm like, I don't care.
That's good. You didn't want to fight anyways.
Yeah.
Now you don't have to worry about fighting anymore. You can just go float out in space
now.
So like the computer builds a shield around the brig, the area, so she doesn't get killed or whatever. Oh, and they're still fighting, and all this fighting is going on, and they're getting damaged. All the decks 9 through 15 are getting blown up.
And they didn't even tell the captain that. And she realized Michael was probably down. They go, well, check if any survivors. She didn't even do that.
They didn't even care. So she's down there talking to the computer. I guess there was some kind of morality protocol, like, oh, even though I'm a prisoner, you can't just let me die in here. Yeah. And they're like, oh, you're not going to die. You'll be fine. Well, in 8 minutes, I'm going to run out of air. Well, by that time, then I can't open the doors because it's literally blowing shit up to fly through space. So she's like having an argument with the computer. You know, like in those really cheesy, crappy sci-fi movies where you have to trick the robot into like a logical fallacy and then like it kills itself because it can't say a lie or something. That's pretty much what she does.
Yeah.
Well, if it goes to 8 minutes and I die, then that's a morality thing. Then you have to unlock the door because she has to go through a gap. So it's like, oh, if you don't open a little bit of a gap, it will suck me through and then I'll fly across the little vacuum of space and then you'll open the door and let me out. It's like, why is this scene happening?
Or she could have just told the computer, hey, computer, tell the captain I'm trapped and there's nothing around me.
Is there something preventing them from transporting people from inside the ship to another part of the ship?
It was still experimental to do that back in Kirk's time, but they still could do
it. It's an emergency.
Yeah.
Or what if I was Michael, instead of having the... Oh my God, I'm sorry for cussing. It just irritates me that... Why couldn't she just tell the computer, hey... Tell the captain that I'm going to die in 8 minutes. Get her clearance, and I guarantee you she'll let me out. And the computer can go, tell the captain, make
it's ridiculous.
It's so dumb that she felt like she had to solve the problem through some stupid riddle.
She re-revealed it.
Yeah, she had to figure it out. And then when she goes to the airlock thing,
solely wrong.
You need to close your eyes. Push out all your breath, and then you'll probably still end up dying. But she kept her eyes wide open.
She would be dead.
Your eyeballs would explode. And
I think she pretty much, like I said, I think she might be totally human. So how she?
Yeah, she didn't have extra strength or anything.
Yeah, nothing.
So everyone's getting their butts kicked and blown up, and then I guess one of the admirals show up, and they come and they talk to the captain of the Klingon, the head leader of the Klingon guy. And then let's have a conversation. Let's stop fighting. We both have losses on both sides. If we're fighting, we're not talking. Good stuff. And then he's all basically, okay, good. You'll receive my envoy and we'll talk. But I guess he lied. And since he has such a good, perfect cloak, he just rammed the admiral's ship.
I don't know how that wouldn't hurt the Klingon ship.
Because it's so big. But this is, we both said this out loud when this was happening. The crew on the Shinjo is just watching this happen.
Well,
transport survivors. Get them off that ship. Get them off that ship. And they're just sitting watching like it's a fireworks show.
Yeah. And it lasts about a good minute, too.
Yeah, because they're just crushing into the ship. And you see some escape pods getting off. Whoever's on those transports, nonstop transports, all power to transports, get these people off that ship. And they're just watching it like it's a...
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane.
So then after that part... I guess some of the Federation ships run away.
Almost all of them do.
Yeah, then some of the Klingon ships run away, and then the Shinjo's kind of crippled, but it's hiding.
Yeah. And they just leave it there.
Yeah, and they just leave them there. So I don't know if I wasn't paying attention, if I was just so irritated I couldn't see what was happening. So they just abandoned them?
They would never do that. Starfleet would never do that. The Starfleet would go risk a whole ship just to save one person's life, let alone just sending a whole ship crew. Just, go ahead, stay there. And
so weird. It just seemed weird to me that they did that. Then they're trying to... This is the only part of the show I actually kind of really liked in the second episode. We got to figure a way to attack them. If we get a torpedo, a photon torpedo, even though we can't launch it, we can arm it, put it on a little ship, and fly it up there and do a suicide mission. And then, of course, Michael and all her amazingness gets out of the brig, and then she's talking to the captain, and they have a little heart-to-heart. Oh, I can't believe you did this to me, and all this other BS. She's like, let me fly the thingy. Mm-hmm. But then they find out that the Klingons are like picking up their dead.
They put them on their bows of the ship.
Yeah, and they do like a ceremony for them dying. And he's like, wait a second, let's put a bomb on one of those dead bodies, and then when it goes into the thing, we'll ignite.
I don't know it wasn't more than one, but whatever.
Yeah, why not put bombs on 19 of those, literally as many as you possibly could.
Yeah.
But they just do one. They cripple their ship. And then Michael comes with the bright idea, which is a pretty good idea. They're like, well, instead of killing the captain, if we capture him, then we can have him as a bargaining chip with the Klingons.
And then he'll be dishonored.
Yeah, and he'll be dishonored and everything because he, got captured. Like, oh, that's actually a good idea.
Why didn't she do that the first time instead of wanting to blow up their ship is beyond me.
So the captain and Michael suit up, and they kind of have like a cool tactical vest on.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, it looks kind of cool, but they only send 2 people on board, which is dumb. Why wouldn't you send as many?
Or at least a little bit more.
A team of 5 or 6, I don't know. So they get on the Klingon ship, and they're kind of skulking around. They shoot a couple of Klingons, and then they find the main Klingon guy, and they're having a little scuffle. He sneaks up on them, they're fighting, and then he ends up stabbing the captain. I forget her name. The older lady.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I don't even remember her name. She gets stabbed, and then Michael switches her phaser to kills that Klingon guy.
Wasn't the point of capturing?
I thought it was her plan to capture him, but then she decided not to do that. Stupid.
Yeah.
And then they say something which I think it isn't true. That she's like, oh, the captain's been hit. Transport her out of there.
But she's dead.
We can't transport on her because she doesn't have a life sign.
She's dead, but that's not true.
But didn't they just transport a photon torpedo? They didn't have a life sigg?
Yeah, see what
it's so weird. I'm trying to understand why.
I know in even Next Generation, where they have to have their comm badges on them. But in Kirk's time, I don't think they needed that. I think as long as they could get a fix on you, they can transport.
Like a position, as long as they knew her position. And this is my plan. Oh, he stabs the captain, kills her. You stun the Klingon guy. You tackle him. 3 for transport. All be kind of hugging each other.
Yeah, why not do that?
And you get out of there. Am I wrong in thinking that would be a possibility? Yeah. So she kills him, and then even in her own words goes, "Don't kill him because he'll be a martyr, and it will actually unify the Klingons." And then she ends up doing that.
Yeah, it's like, Michael, what were you thinking? Like, you did the wrong move here.
She keeps making all these mistakes. So we have a dead admiral, a dead captain, and a dead Klingon unifier
a
guy.
lot of dead Starfleet officers that needed to die if they would have transported them. Oh yeah, and another part we forgot to tell you about Williams. I guess Sarek put his Katra in
names. But that's not how it works.
What Katra means is that you get their memories, and they remember through you. Like, oh, I can remember what they thought. But it's not a communication thing. You can't still be alive and communicate light years away.
For as far as we know, that has never been the way it's been, and they just literally just dropped this Deus Ex Machina thing onto the show where, like, oh, Sarek can do this now.
Yeah. And literally, Sarek says the most horrible thing I was saying, that she's more valuable for resources.
Yeah, she goes, oh, I'm not so mad about what happened. It's the loss of resources. I'm thinking the resources of other Federation ship stuff. No, he literally meant just Michael. Her life is infinitely more important than all the other Starfleet officers that died that day.
That's so ridiculous.
That's sick.
That's sick.
Sarek would think that?
No, yeah.
Even if you think of her as your daughter, I wouldn't think, oh, my daughter's life, not because of her life, just to be alive, is that she's so good and so wonderful and so smart and such a great person that her very life is more important than the rest of everyone else on the show.
I will quote Sarek's own son, Spock, on this: the needs of the matey outweigh the needs of the one.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you listen to your own son? Your son gets it.
Does she have some type of superpower in her that we don't know about? Does she have the key to the universe in her mind? Why is she so important?
It's insane. It's just so overhyped hyperbole. It's ridiculous.
There's no Starfleet captain from any of the shows that would say, you know what, I'm more important than everyone else on the ship. Could you imagine Picard saying, you know what, everyone could die on the ship?
The case in point that you mentioned that, because I was going to say this. Remember the episode where they get stuck in that tunnel funnel thing?
Yeah.
And then he thought that he just wanted him, and it didn't, and it knocked him out, and the ship got destroyed, and he got put back in time. Picard gets so mad, he says, how did I leave the ship and everyone else died? I would never do that.
He was so
distraught by that.
Disgusted with himself, thinking, I got an escape pod all by myself and let everyone else to die. He's like,
I would never do that.
But apparently Michael would, because she's the most important resource in all the Federation.
Ridiculous. It's insane.
It's crazy. So after all this battle, everything's over with. You see Michael's getting her court-martial, and it's in this scary dark room with all the 3
the admirals.
The admirals have their faces in shadow and everything.
They would never do that.
I know it's what do I want to say, visual effect. because we're supposed to feel for Michael. Oh, but that's not how it would be.
First of all, I wouldn't feel for her because she deserves to be the court martial.
She deserves court martial. She deserves, again, in the time of war, she deserves the death penalty. But that's just my personal belief.
Well, they don't have the death penalty, but still.
So she basically gets life in prison is what she gets. But it's like in this like dark, overbearing, like you would think this was like a CIA interrogation down like in some tunnel
Black
somewhere.
Ops, operation.
Not a. There would be lights everywhere. You'd be able to see the judges.
You'd have a judge advocate there, and he'd have like the nice bell, and they ring it.
Yeah,
for each trial. That's what they do.
And so at the end of the episode, she gets sentenced to life in prison, but we know something happens because she ends up being a first officer on another ship.
She takes over a ship, and she ends up killing the captain, and she stays the day.
Yeah, she keeps doing mutinies every episode. And that's how the episodes all happen.
Oh my goodness!
So I can honestly say the second episode is worse than the first
because it goes against so many precincts. And I know me and Chris have said this, and I think we believe this. This was not a Star Trek show. It'd be a decent show.
It'd be okay. It's about a 7.
Yeah.
Because again, like I said, the visuals are really, really good. They're a little too dark for me, but they're pretty good.
Yeah, they're good. They're
and
really
the Federation ships look really cool.
I like that purple one.
Yeah, they had the engine area in the middle was really cool looking.
Yeah.
But everything else, just the tactics they used, the way. What really bothered me was they knew there was damage in all these different areas, and there's damage in the brig area. The captain didn't even ask the computer to check on Michael.
Because remember, before that, the third in command was asking, oh yeah, I think it was Deck 19, and she gives them a look like, now where Michael's at. And they don't even ask to see if she's still alive?
Computer, is the prisoner still alive in the brig? Yes, Captain, but there's been severe hull damage, and then you go save her.
And don't try to pull that crap. Well, it was back in Kirk's time. Well, the computer's smart enough to figure out that stuff with Michael before, so you can't play it both ways.
It's so weird that, I know, but this is the whole time they were thinking about the bomb idea, so they weren't under attack at the time. Oh. So there wasn't the urgency of like, oh, we need to do evasive maneuvers and all this stuff, and it just blew my mind. Did it just stop caring?
Yeah, I know. And this is another thing that just ticks me off, and I said before even more so. They actually have holographic technology where you'll have someone that looks on your bridge that can move around on your bridge.
Yeah, like the Admiral when he saved them from crashing into that asteroid, which is done because when the Klingon still want to finish her off, don't they want the kill?
Me and Chris were worried that Michael's going to come in and try to take over the ship and save the day. I would have really just did it for me. It didn't happen though.
Yeah, it's just so weird that there was a lot of things where I thought, oh, this is going to happen, and they do like the stupid thing.
Yeah, in the episode of Deep Space Nine when Cisco and then he's trying to find Auntie, and they said those holo emitters, it was one spot. You got to stay at one spot to do it. This is 100 years before that, and they have holograms that can move around, do all this. What is this? It's insane.
Yeah, like it's weird. Like the captain, his holographic image was like he started to walk on the deck and like turn around and look and stuff. It's like, what the heck? Like, how's it doing that?
Yeah, so you're saying back in when they just barely made those experimental ones at DS9 time, they were one spot. But back then, 100 years ago, they could walk around, move around, see the ship, see the bridge. What is this?
It's really dumb because at the very end, when the Klingon guy, he just appears on the view screen. Yeah. Why not just do that?
Yeah,
was the hologram thing so important to the storytelling that you had to break canon to make this little thing, or just put it on a view screen?
Yeah, exactly.
Or audio only. How often have you done that?
I know, right? The thing is the fact that being an old Star Trek guy, we're too used to we know how things should be.
That's why you don't go in the past.
No.
If this was a feature ship, of course, well, then they would have holo emitters.
Yeah, then I'd say that maybe, and then even there might have been a mutation, the Klingons, and they morphed into this weird anomaly. I could believe that. Not the past, guys.
That's the problem. We've said this every single time we talked about the show. When you go to the past, you tie yourself to so much canon that it's hard to be free. That's why you just don't do it.
And if you do, you've got to do it with a scalpel, not with a bludgeon hammer.
Yeah, this is just like this is our show. So overall, just another fail. This is worse than the first episode.
It is. And even the robot, look at the Daft Punk guy got hurt.
I didn't really pay attention.
So he even got hurt. Or she got hurt, I should say.
My goodness. Is this going to just be every episode's going to... The thing is, you can only get better from here. But I don't know if that's even true. Can it get better?
Won't happen something, and I think this is going to happen because they've been promoting the heck out of her. Michael went to like prison, and then she wasn't in Starfleet anymore, and she actually served time, and it was like 10 years later she gets out, and then maybe she reapplies to the academy and does it the right way, and she's a little bit more humbled. No, of course they won't do that though. That will never happen. They can't make her look weak in any way.
I'm wondering. This is just speculation time. She gets sentenced to life. Maybe on the way there, something happens and she escapes her transport, and then, you know, they're running out of people for shits because it's a full-blown war with the Klingons, so they have to get anyone they can, even a disgraced officer.
I think
that's probably something like that might happen. Yeah. Or she is in prison and they do a secret thing, again, because she's the most valuable resource in all Federation of all time, more important than anything that's ever happened in the timeline. She's so important, they say, oh, she's still in prison, wink, wink, and they just get her out.
Maybe if she's doing a dangerous mission that she could die from. Maybe. The here's the thing again.
Sarek pulls some strings.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe
Sarek pulls strings to the Federation, says, hey, get her out of there.
Yeah, maybe.
Let her serve. She knows a lot of knowledge. Maybe she can help out and just kind of bend the rules.
Well, the thing, Sarek would never do all this.
I don't know.
He never bend the rules for Spock. Why would he do it for her?
Screw Spock, that's why.
He didn't get nothing.
He didn't get damn thing.
And then another thing, too, that gets me, too, when there was a scene where she's talking with the captain before she dies. And she basically goes, well, you know, I tried to change you, and I couldn't do it and all that. First of all, the captain say, you were supposed to follow my rules, and you never did. Why does she look like she's apologizing to Michael?
Yeah.
Like she failed her, not the other way around. It's insane.
It's almost like Michael was this, you know, a ball of clay, and they try to shape her into something, and then she failed her. She's a human being that can make decisions and have thoughts and feelings. And
she's sentient life form.
She does what she wants to do. Yeah, you gotta help people and guide them, but in the end, they make all their own decisions.
Yeah, another thing too.
She failed you. Michael failed the captain. Michael failed the Federation. Michael failed, not everyone else.
Yeah, and the thing is the fact that she didn't go to Starfleet Academy. I don't want to harp on this point, but this would make sense if this was Archer ship back in the Enterprise time. Because, because the Paul wanted to join automatically, since she was also a Vulcan High Command, they would just make her Starfleet Academy. All right, you don't have to go to Starfleet. You'll make your bridge officer. Because it's their first time they're in deep space.
And they're trying to build those bonds.
And they want to get those first Vulcans. Not now. It's been 100 years. See?
Unless Sarek is pulling strings behind the things, and he's so important and so respected, he's allowed to put people in bridge positions and officer positions.
But when you look at Sarek, though, this is supposed to be 10 years before Kirk. Well, when you look at the original series, he looks way too young to be just 10 years later.
I don't know. It's just silly to me. And he can do this intergalactic mind meld from
the
literally
not from there, but it wouldn't be him talking to her. Just be
that was a very Star Wars thing.
Yes.
That was this Darth Vader trying to talk to Luke. Remember?
Well, you can do that with the Force. The Force is on a quantum.
Yeah, it felt like a Star Wars type thing. The only thing that I thought was good, the Federation ships look cool. The idea of putting the bomb on the dead body was
that's
cool.
What they would do.
And that's
not enough tech talk. That's what I missed.
I know it's a battle and you got to get things done, but man, I totally forgot about that guy who was an idiot. Who went to the brig instead of staying on, no, Captain, I can still fight. And the captain goes, no,
that's the worst.
What should have happened? The captain should have forced them off the bridge. Yeah. Your eyes effed up, you're all jacked up, you have to go to sickbay. No, Captain, we're in a battle, I can keep fighting.
Like Sisko did to O'Brien when they were fighting to get to Cardassia. He didn't want to leave, and it took Julian to force Bashir to force O'Brien and me to get off the bridge. Yeah. And the captain had to order him off. That's what would happen.
Not this, oh, can I go to the nurse's office? I got saboo-boo.
And we're talking about O'Brien being in a war for almost 2 years. This just started. This is the first battle. And he's acting like this.
We're not soldiers. And then he's like having a little wham-wham fest. And of course, it has to be a man to have the wham-wham fest. Ugh. I think that might be the absolute one of the worst scenes in Star Trek anything I've ever witnessed in my life. That scene.
And considering the original series had an episode that you could say was offensive towards Indians, that's really saying something.
Smell over with Spock's mind.
No, Spock's brain was just bad over right.
That episode's better than this episode.
Oh my god.
That's how bad.
I don't know.
Star Trek Discovery. It's literally it's a dumpster fire.
Oh,
it's going to the destruction derby to watch cars smash into each other.
And the sad part is they have such high budgets. I think some said $6 million per episode. You can get so many better things, so many better storylines. Make this is a retelling, a different universe, something different timeline.
Say it's a full reboot of the series, and they're going to go forward from here and. So all the old canon is thrown out the window. Just say that. Then I can be like, okay, then I can accept.
But they know they're really giving fans mad at them. Just say it's a separate timeline, like you did with Abrams.
Yeah.
Right.
The Calvin timeline or whatever it's called. Yeah. Just say that's what it is, and then I can let go of things like holograms and all these other little things. I can let them go because then I'm like, oh, it's not part of the canon. Yeah. But as of I know, right now, it is literally right before all the Kirk stuff and everything. It's that exact same timeline.
10 years.
So I don't know what to say.
So how do you go from that to Kirk ship? That's what I want to know. How did that happen?
And, I know we're going to probably get tons and tons of hate for this video, but we're honest. Yeah. I'm sorry. YouTube people try to say that, oh, you just saying we gave you reasons why we disliked it. You'd say that we're nitpicky or whatever like that. Well, when you go into the past with tons of canon, I'm going to be nitpicky.
That shit was something that I love. This is one of my sacred cows when it comes to nerdom. It is.
And
that's right there with Star Wars and DC and Marvel. It is.
When you go back and start fiddling with things, and just so they can be more cinematically pleasing, no, I don't care. That's not a good reason to change.
All canon. I know, if this would have been the original series instead of the very OTS series, if this would have been that series back then, it would have failed. It would have failed. Let's be honest, it would have failed. It would have been thought of like maybe The Outer Limits.
Yeah, some kind of funky sci-fi thing.
Exactly. Or Buck Rogers. I'm sorry, it would have. It wouldn't have been revered as it is today.
So it is. Well, the funny thing is, I know it just comes up with like I want to say just like a hate fest, but I wanna review a good episode of Star Trek Discovery. I do. I
think there's only 15 episodes this season. There's just going to be one.
And again, if I see something I like, I'm going to say I like it. But these first 2 episodes, I just don't.
And again, the thing is, when you look, it's another thing for the first time on Star Trek. When you see characters, I'm thinking these other Klingons are going to be important to this season, at least the first season. They look like characters that we're not going to get a lot of depth out of them. We're not going to learn more about them. Like, these characters seem so one-dimensional. There's no... Like, a normal Star Trek show, okay, you can see this character, you're going to learn about them more, it's going to be more interesting, you're going to find out more things. Yeah, it just seemed like, here we are, we're props, we're little cardboard cutouts, and that's never been Star Trek.
Take this... Okay, since she's going to get on a new ship, so...
Discovery, obviously.
We'll take that bridge crew, and then we'll match it up against every bridge crew in every other series and see who comes out on top.
Yeah, but I just hope it's better. Yeah, I'm hoping.
I don't know. Episode 2, just another...
But again, you could have still fleshed out the characters. You didn't have to make them so one-dimensional.
Yeah, make them so, I don't know,
little conversation. Say where they're from. Say a story, something.
They have nothing to say except for sit there
running away. But the girls are confident, though, on the ship. You know, they're perfect.
There's that one... I think she's a redhead. She's like the other helmsman. I don't think she's actually said anything.
Maybe 3 lines.
I don't think she's actually uttered a word, an utterance.
Even the Daft Punk robot's like, maybe you said more.
So, I don't know. I'm done. I'm done talking about this.
I don't want to do anymore. It just gets me more and more angry thinking about it. And we see your comments, and I guess we'll talk about them on our Thursday show, I guess.
Or, it all depends. This is just, comments on these videos are almost... It's almost impossible to do without it becoming a shouting match.
I think Crimson will probably do the written form on these.
Yeah.
Because it's not that important to me. Like, see, Orville, I love to do the comment section. I don't want to do video on the comment section.
Because I just, and I get people accusing me of all these weird things, and it's just weird. I know Star Trek is really important to people. It's important to me. But I'm not insulting you if I don't like the show.
Yeah.
You can like a person who likes a show that you don't like. It's possible. So, again, you can comment whatever you want. You get mean and weird and nasty, just like you're not actually bringing any type of conversation. I don't know. I can't have a conversation with you.
No. But all I know is with this character, Michael, if she doesn't get tempered somehow and gets kind of toned down a bit, I don't see how I'm ever going to like this character.
Yeah, we're supposed to like this girl. She's done nothing likable. Not one thing.
No.
She came up with a good plan and then turned on the plan and literally did the worst possible thing.
She did what she wants. I'm going to kill him. Again, you come up with finally a decent idea. Capture him so he can be dishonored by the Klingon people, then you just kill him.
Yeah, because you have to manually switch that thing over to kill mode or whatever,
And then she said, we'll be a martyr. The other second command said, you'll be a martyr. Why'd you do that? He died in an honorable battle now, you moron. You did the opposite of what you wanted to.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's going to wrap it up. We're almost at a half hour.
Yeah, we are.
Jeez Louise. Well, thanks for watching. I've been your host, Crimson Sen.
17 PCA. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.